This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Whether you're selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. From the launch your online shop stage, all the way to the we just hit 1 million orders stage. No matter what stage you're in, Shopify's there to help you grow. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/special offer, all lowercase. That's shopify.com/special offer.
Previously on the Count of Monte Cristo.
May I present to you my companion, Aide?
Bonjour, Vicomte Morcerf.
Your French is excellent for a slave.
I am not a slave.
I meant no offense.
And yet,
Franz d'Epinay is a good man. I just don't want to marry him.
Franz does not want to marry you either.
that was the Count of Monte Cristo? The same man from Rome?
The very same. Do you know him?
I should like very much for you to avoid seeing the Count again.
Whatever for?
I do not trust him. The Count of Monte Cristo contains mature content, including violence, suicide, discriminatory language, and other traumatic themes. Listener discretion is advised.
Julie!
Maximilian, you could always just walk into the other room.
No, I could not. Everything needs to be perfect.
He's just a man.
Not just a man. The Count is incredibly busy and has many important friends. It is an honor that he is calling upon us.
Perhaps we could invest in new decorations.
Don't touch that, please. I arranged it all very carefully.
It's a pillow.
Can you just... please, just don't touch anything.
I'll put it back.
But now it's crooked. You are going to be the death of me.
If not me, the pillow.
Julie, Maximilian.
In the parlor.
Yes, we're very busy in here prepping for our most esteemed guest.
I know. He's here.
What? I asked Emmanuel to announce the Count.
Patience, little brother. Here. If the Count does not appreciate you as you are, then he doesn't deserve a friend as loyal as you.
And here they are.
Good afternoon, Monsieur le Comte de Monte Cristo. May I present my sister, Julie, and her husband, Emmanuel.
Who talks like that?
Julie.
It was good.
Like a town crier.
Very official.
Crier? Can it at least be something more masculine?
You could be a knocker-up.
Ooh, or a badger.
Enchanté, Madame Morel.
Please, call me Julie. I'll be back with the tea.
Sit anywhere you choose, Count. How was your trip here?
Pleasant. I have not been to this part of Paris in some time.
I am surprised you have been to this part of Paris at all.
Perhaps I am mistaken.
Maximilian and Julie's father always found himself more comfortable amongst the working class.
Our father had a shipping business in Marseille when I was young.
He sounds like an honorable man.
He was. I miss him every day. But I like to think he lives on through what he instilled in us. Regardless of means, we have much within each other.
I admit, Madame Julie, your father's sentiment pervades all I have seen so far.
He would be very pleased to hear that.
Thank you, Count. Are you interested in seeing the rest of the house? I know you have a keen eye for art, but we do have a few items from our father's travels that may interest you.
And we have the purse.
That is a good story.
What purse is this?
Here. Julie, perhaps you could tell the story best?
You know it as well as I do. Mostly from father's retelling.
Still, you should tell it.
Why not you?
Why not you?
Well, I worked with their father from a young age. That's how I met both Julie and Maximilian.
Father treated Emmanuel like a son.
He was like that with most of his employees.
Not really, just the one other.
Regardless, Monsieur Morel was very successful for most of his years.
But in shipping, one bad storm can destroy everything.
Over 2 years, father suffered many terrible storms. He lost ships, lost merchandise. It put him on the brink of losing everything.
Our accounts were near default. Our name would have been disparaged. We were simultaneously at risk of bankruptcy with no way to reclaim what we had lost.
We knew he was making his best efforts, but
Father was terribly ashamed. He was so afraid that his misfortunes would ruin all of us, not just him. Then the final day came. Father didn't tell us directly, but it was the day he was to repay everything. Yet we had no money. We didn't know what to do.
But then, there was a knock at the door. Julie goes to open it.
And this purse was on our doorstep, addressed to our father, with a note.
from one debtor to another. Sincerely.
Sinbad the Sailor. So Julie runs it to Father immediately. Father opens it and unfolds the paperwork for every single loan he had taken to support the business.
They were paid, full and complete.
And the next day, Father's final ship, the one he had thought was lost at sea, pulls into the harbor with a completely new crew. It had all the deliveries that were expected. But after further inspection,
An entirely new ship.
it was not the same boat at all.
An exact replica of what had been lost.
And so, we were saved by Sinbad the Sailor.
So we thought.
Oh, come now.
I hold the line at ghosts, Julie.
I don't think it was a ghost. Father did. He always said that Sinbad the Sailor didn't save him. It was divine intervention.
Father had a protege. While Emmanuel was learning how to run the business, Father mentored a sailor who eventually would have overseen everything on the sea.
And what happened to that man?
He died.
It was a terrible ordeal.
But that is who Father thought saved him. Not a man named Sinbad the Sailor, but the ghost of Edmond Dantes.
Apologies, madame. I shall send a replacement at once.
There's no need for that.
Thank you for hosting me in your home. I have overstayed my welcome and must leave. Please, know I am grateful for your hospitality.
But
I shall call again soon.
did I say something wrong?
Don't drag that, it will scarf.
Oui, Monsieur de Marquis.
One cannot find good help these days. How is my favorite son-in-law?
As justice continues to prevail, all remains well in the house of your father.
How is my favorite granddaughter?
I am well, grandfather.
Shall I bring this upstairs?
Yeah.
No, we agreed that you shall stay on the first floor towards the back of the house. There's a wonderful garden view.
Madame de Villefort, always a pleasure.
Please call me Héloïse. Edouard, would you like to say hello?
They're old.
Edouard.
Grandmère.
Oh, Valentine. You look more like your mother each time I visit.
I miss her very much.
As do I.
And how are you, grandmother?
Oh, Cherie, I am dying.
What?
No, she's not.
It is true.
Ignore her.
I can feel it in my bones.
Perhaps we should start with revising the will.
You're revising your will? Why?
It doesn't concern you, Eloise.
Does it concern Edouard?
It concerns not you, Eloise.
Perhaps we should shift somewhere more private. More space for us to chat.
Are you truly unwell, grandmother?
No, but a woman knows these things. I have lived long and well, with no regrets. All one can ask for in the eyes of the Lord. It pleases me that my final joy will be watching my granddaughter sign her marriage contract.
Oh.
Tell me, Are you not excited?
I am so very glad you're here, Grandmother.
I was nervous too, at your age. But I had faith that my family would guide me to a successful marriage. And that faith was not in vain. It is an exciting prospect. You and the Baron d'Epinay. And we shall celebrate accordingly.
Bonjourne, Monsieur Albert.
Bonjourne. I am here to see the Count of Monte Cristo.
He is not in.
Really? Or is this one of those he is here but busy versions of not in?
He is not in.
Well, perhaps you could... Ah! Haide!
Greetings, Vicomte de Morcerf.
For you. Well, for the Count, but for you as well.
What is this?
An invitation, of course. My mother is to host a ball, and we would be most honored if you and Monte Cristo would attend. It has been some time since we have thrown a party, and I assure you that Mother throws the most elegant of affairs.
Baduccio, here.
Aren't you even going to open it?
I do not know if I am available.
It is Saturday.
Perhaps I am busy.
I understand, but...
Goodbye, Monsieur Albert.
Well, that was odd.
Why would he just leave like that?
Perhaps the Count forgot a prior appointment.
It was just so odd.
I don't think he would lie to you. You said yourself the Count is incredibly busy.
I'll get it.
Maybe I should have replaced the pillows.
I assure you the pillows are fine.
Somebody has a secret admirer.
No. No, I don't. If I do, it's a secret from me as well. But I guess I'll open it.
What is it?
It's Valentine.
Maximilian! It is dreadful! My grandmother intends to have me sign the marriage contract as soon as possible.
When?
Next week. After the Morcerf ball. Will you be there?
I can be. Yes, I was invited.
As was I. So, I will see you there?
Yes, of course. But why...
Run away with me. Please. After the ball. Would you run away with me?
Of course.
Have the wild roses arrived?
Oui, Madame de Morcerf. They are being pruned in the garden.
How many times have I asked? Please, call me Mercedes.
I do not think Le Comte would approve.
I do not care what Le Comte would or would not approve of. Please.
Very well, Mercedes. You did ask me to remind you about a gift for the musicians as well?
Yes, thank you. Bouquets from the roses that just arrived.
A gift on top of their fee.
It is a gesture.
A quartet is expensive enough as it is.
It is kind.
It is foolish. You are dismissed.
Oui, Comte.
And Madame.
And Madame.
Must you crush every effort I expend?
Only when you consistently make foolish choices.
Do not take your anger at Baron Danglars out on me.
Do not speak to me as if you were the one who built this house.
We both built this life. We are both to blame.
What of the responses?
Good. Strong. Most are excited we are hosting.
And there are prospects for Albert?
Yes.
And what of the Count of Monte Cristo? Is he attending?
Albert elected to deliver that invitation personally.
Fine. I don't care what he does. It is Paris who obsesses over that man. You will need to keep an eye on Baron Danglars.
Why?
Because I am telling you to.
Help me help you, Fernand.
I worry that he will act against us.
Because he did not want the engagement?
Yes?
I cannot help us if you push me away. God, what happened? We are so different now than how we used to be.
Are you not grateful for this life?
Of course I am, but...
But what? Is it not enough? This house, my fortune, Albert.
Albert has nothing to do with it. Sometimes I think of when we were younger, before everything. We were so much
happier.
Lighter.
If you are so entranced with your past, you know the cemetery it lies in.
That was cruel, and not what I meant.
It does not matter. I leave preparations to you.
Fernand. Fernand, wait.
Will the Count of Monte Cristo be there?
He's the only reason I came.
Perhaps he'll have that slave girl with him.
Oh, she's not a slave.
She's a concubine, I think.
Can you believe he bought another house?
On the Champs-Elysees?
I heard it was on the edge of Paris.
Oh, mysterious.
Perhaps I shall purchase there too.
Baron, how good of you to come. My husband will be pleased to see you.
As am I, Baron.
Yes, well. Where is your father?
With the other delegates. Towards the windows.
I shall require a drink.
Please excuse him.
The windows are the other way.
Not himself tonight.
Baroness, I believe that Monsieur Debray was looking for you.
Oh, how peculiar. I suppose I will go and find him.
Did they not bring Angeny with them?
She may arrive later, darling.
But if she is to be my fiancée...
Albert! I mean, Vicomte de Morcerf.
It is all right, Maximilian. We're all friends here.
Provided you extend me the same courtesy.
Madame de Mercedes, you are, as always, too generous with me.
Nonsense. A friend of Albert's is a friend of mine. Welcome, Madame.
Thank you both for joining us.
Madame de Villefort, it is wonderful to see you again.
Have we met?
Yes. Many times. But we were in Auteuil together. The Count of Monte Cristo's?
Monte Cristo. Has he arrived?
May I escort you to the drinks, Mademoiselle Villefort?
No, we must find Hermine. Countess, I will return.
I look forward to it.
I will find you later.
Valentine?
Coming.
What was that about?
I couldn't. I don't...
Monsieur le Comte!
Oh, thank God.
I'm so very glad you've come.
I could not decline an invitation from you, Albert.
And Mademoiselle Haydée. I'm so glad you have joined us. May I offer either of you a drink?
No.
What Haydée means to say is thank you. But I must pay respects to your other guests. If you will excuse us.
Mademoiselle, wait. Whatever I have done to offend you, I am sorry for it.
It is your being that offends me.
I must say, she confounds me. Mother. Maman, are you all right? You have gone pale, Maman. Please, sit.
I am quite well, I promise. I feel excellent.
Baron Danglars.
Monsieur le Comte, you are the talk of the party. Again. Have you tried the wine?
I have not.
The Count de Morcerf insists that Spanish wine is superior to French. He is, as usual, mistaken.
Prince Cavalcanti came to see me.
Did he?
He speaks highly of you. And of your daughter.
I look forward to welcoming the prince further into the fold.
So the rumors of your daughter's engagement to Vicomte de Morcerf...
False. His father knows that is not happening.
Ah, my mistake. Because you are both men of high standing, I assumed all rumors came from a strong foundation. You may ease, Baron. It is a party, is it not? I will do my best to assuage the concerns from Prince Cavalcanti.
What concerns?
Of the alleged engagement. Cavalcanti is noble in name and likeness. He would not dare claim a prize won by another.
They are rumors. There is no engagement.
If only Paris was as knowledgeable as you.
Perhaps you are aware, Count, of how the Count de Morcerf attained his wealth.
I am familiar with various rumors.
Perhaps they are not rumors at all.
An interesting idea. If the subject of said rumors were not of high standing after all. I shall continue my rounds. Enjoy the party, Baron.
Count. Emin?
Baron, what? Are you drunk already?
I am leaving.
Now?
Yes, I have an inquiry to write.
Mother, will you please sit?
I am fine, Albert.
I am sure, but you can entrust your hosting duties to me for a moment. Guests are having a fantastic time.
And what of Monte Cristo?
Neither he nor Mademoiselle Haydée have drank anything, but they are chatting with others quite pleasantly.
Are they eating?
No, it does not look like it.
Albert, perhaps you could ask Mademoiselle Haydée to dance.
But she hates me.
I shall attend to the Count. This has gone on long enough.
It is the second mineral spring of this quality I have come across.
Monsieur le Comte?
Madame de Morcerf.
I feel as though we have much to discuss. Perhaps you would walk with me in the garden?
I would be honored.
When we purchased this house, this garden was in the English style. It was beautiful, but it lacked life. I replaced the plants myself, and still do. Here, grapes. Would you like some, Count?
No. Thank you, Madame.
Then here, strawberries, perfectly ripe.
Again, Madame. I must decline.
These are my favorite. Peaches. They are hard to grow, but they are delicious.
You are most gracious, Madame. But I shall leave the fruits of your labor to you.
Monsieur le Comte de Monte Cristo?
Madame de Morcerf.
Albert has told me that you follow a variety of global customs from your travels to Arabia and elsewhere. Surely you would not assume that your hostess would be unfamiliar with these customs, particularly the ones of friendship.
I do not know what you imply.
Is it not true that in Arabia one only eats under the roof of those they consider friends? You have declined everything I have offered you. So I wonder then, why we are not friends.
Pardon? Mademoiselle Haydée?
What?
I wonder if you would be so inclined to join me for a dance. I would be most grateful. And it is my party.
So it is.
What is your preferred style?
I am versed in all. Albert Morcerf.
Very well. We shall go with one of my favorites. Could you play one of the Spanish pieces in your repertoire? Allow me to lead.
I disagree with your assumption, Madame de Morcerf.
Do not call me by that name.
I was not aware that you had another name, Madame.
I am not my title. You, of all people, should know that.
I am still new to Paris.
Where are you from, Monsieur le Comte? Where specifically have you traveled What business are you in? Do you have confidants, family, a wife?
I was in love. Once. Engaged to be married. She forgot me and moved on. Women can be very fickle.
You dance as well as you speak.
I thank you for the compliment.
That is not what I meant.
I know.
Ouch! Perhaps if you would let me leave.
Perhaps if you would tell me what I have done to offend you so gravely.
I have already told you it is...
Is my being that offends you? Yes, but if you would trust me with the truth...
A princess sold into slavery is not one who trusts easily, Vicomte.
So you are a slave?
I used to be.
Lovers do not just move on from each other.
Realities of the world disagree with you, madame.
Stop calling me that!
Why? You speak to me as if you were ever my friend, my closest friend, yet I do not see her here. I only see you.
Perhaps we are one and the same.
You could not possibly be Madame de Morcerf.
I tried. I really tried. I begged anyone who would listen, but nobody would help me.
How very noble of you. To say you did something difficult amidst all your spoils.
Spoils? Ha! They are rotten. This life is rotten. I am trapped in this house with these people, in these clothes. I am miserable.
I have never seen a prison with sunlight and a hand-planted garden. Madame.
I do not understand.
Are you familiar with Yanina?
My father was stationed there.
I was a princess. My father a king. When he was murdered, my mother and I were sold into slavery.
I am so sorry. I did not think.
Of course you did not think. Who would ever consider one's past tragedies to be a present concern?
You are not the only person to suffer. You are not the only one who lost a life.
An utter inaccuracy, on every level.
Then tell me. Tell me I am right. Tell me my suspicions are valid. Tell me that I am who you know me to be, and that I know who you are.
You could not possibly know me, Madame de Morcerf. However, I remain your most respectful servant. Until next time, Madame.
And will there be a next time?
I could not avoid it if I tried.
Wait. I know you think I do not mean it, but had I known, I would not have pushed. I swear.
I do not think you cruel, just ignorant.
Enlighten me then.
What I said holds. I am from Yanina. I was its princess, my mother its queen. And when my father, the king, was betrayed by his closest confidant, I was sold.
What of your mother?
She saw my father's head on a spike and died. It was the better fate. I was sold from owner to owner to owner.
And then to the Count of Monte Cristo.
Who freed me immediately. The life I live now, I chose.
Why?
The Count and I share the same goal.
What goal is that?
I am finished, Aide.
As am I.
You are leaving, Count?
Not from a lack of hospitality, which has been most gracious.
Did my mother find you?
She did.
Excellent. She was rather hoping that you both would remain friends.
Remain?
Let me in. My daughter is inside.
Crown Prosecutor, it is all right. He was invited. How can I be of service?
I need to speak with my daughter.
Yes, she...
Father?
They are here.
You're pale.
And late.
Valentine, I must escort you home. Now.
The ball is ongoing, husband. You are making a scene.
Then stay. Your carriage will wait.
Father, what
What's wrong?
When we are outside.
Why? What is happening?
Just come to the carriage.
Of course.
This is ridiculous. Nobody is leaving until you explain yourself.
Marquise is dead.
Grandmother?
What? Oh.
I will speak to you in the
Was it
carriage.
natural causes? Is Edouard safe?
Not here.
Do not toy with me.
I refuse to discuss the Marquise's poisoning in somebody's ballroom. Valentine!
Well done, Gerard. Look what you've wrought.
What I've wrought? You are lucky I came to fetch Valentine when I did, because if I hadn't, you could have been next.
What are you saying?
The Marquise has not left our house upon arriving and does not publicize her travels. She could not have been an intended target. Therefore, the poisonous target is obviously our entire house.
Episode 5 of The Count of Monte Cristo was directed by Chloe Wilson. This episode stars Keith Kline as the Count of Monte Cristo, Mauricio Rivera-Borel as Albert de Morcerf, Jason Webb as Baron Danglars, James Brodigan as Bertuccio, Philip Emiot as Fernand de Morcerf, Alex Sarah-Giorgio as Haide, Isabelle Cruz as Julie Morel, Cherie Richard as Madame Danglars, Anne Barchal as Madame de Villefort, Kevin Cosang as Maximilien Morel, Alison Meehan as Mercedes, Rebecca Wechier as Valentine de Villefort, and Akil Wingate as Villefort. Additional voices were provided by Alex Sarah-Giorgio, Brandon Lawrence, Doug Bartling Jr., the VO Quadfather, Isabel Cruz, Josh Putnam, Lou DePilla, Marcus John, Rich Green, Sean Gray, Sierra Doss, Taylor Palmer, and Vanessa Benoit. Episode 5 was written by Chloe Wilson and adapted from the novel The Count of Monte Cristo, written by Alexander Dumas. Production coordination is by Will Onchezo. Editing is by Sean Gray. Sound design is by Rob Gal. Theme music composed and produced by Drew Nichols, with guitar performance and additional production and mixing by Jakob Reinhardt, and viola performance by Molly Goldman. The Count of Monte Cristo was recorded at Mansion Studios in Brooklyn, New York, with head engineer Alexander Benob. Our assistant engineers are Alex Hahn, Carlos Maldonado, Emma Tlesty, Maximilian Horner, Patrick Curley, Revathi Rayafrajan, Seth Benji Gonzalez, Tobias Pemsler, Truxell Kurt Snyder, and Jume Zhu. More information about The Count of Monte Cristo can be found at littleluckyproductions.com or wherever you listen to podcasts. Thank you for listening.